4. Bedtime foods that rebuild muscle. After 60, wake up stronger every morning. Have you ever had one of those mornings where you wake up and just sit there for a while? Sitting quietly on the edge of your bed, waiting for your legs to feel ready. Maybe your arms don't lift quite as easily. Maybe your steps feel slower. Not from pain, but from something deeper. A quiet weakness, a softness in your strength. If that feels familiar, you're not alone. After age 60, it's common, normal even, to feel a gradual loss of muscle strength. Your legs don't quite support you the way they used to. Your balance shifts. Your endurance fades. And most people think, well, that's just aging. But there's more to it than that. This process, this slow fading of muscle, is called sarcopenia. And while it is related to age, it's not caused by age alone. It's also caused by what we do, or don't do, to support our bodies along the way. And here's something that might surprise you. Your muscles don't just respond to what you eat during the day, they respond to what happens while you sleep. Fact, your body does some of its most important rebuilding at night, quietly, in the background, repairing, healing, and strengthening. But only if you've given it the right building blocks. And those building blocks, they don't come from pills or powders. They come from food. Not just any food, but the right kind of gentle, nourishing bedtime foods that work while you rest. So in today's video, I'm going to walk with you through 4 natural, powerful bedtime foods that help you gently fight muscle loss, restore strength, and wake up feeling just a little more confident in your body. And the last one? It might surprise you. Just 1 spoonful before bed. But the impact on your muscles? Remarkable. Stay with me till the end. I'll show you how to make bedtime something your body looks forward to. If you've ever wondered how to stay strong, even while you sleep, this video is for you. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to Nutigood, and leave me a comment below. Have you ever tried a bedtime snack that actually helped you feel better in the morning? I'd love to hear your story. Your experience might help someone else in our Nutigood community. Now, let's begin with something small, fuzzy, and green. Sweet on the inside, just a little tart. A fruit that may be sitting quietly in your fridge, waiting to surprise you. Let's talk about the humble kiwi. Bedtime food number. Shot. Kiwi. Most people think of kiwi as a refreshing summer snack, something you slice into a salad or serve at brunch. But what many don't realize is this. Kiwi can be a quiet powerhouse when it comes to sleep and muscle recovery, especially if you enjoy it at night. Let me tell you about George. George is 74, a retired school teacher, widowed, kind man, loves crossword puzzles and English breakfast tea. One afternoon, over a cup of tea, George told me, "You know, Doc, I don't really sleep through the night anymore. And when I wake up, I just feel stiff, like my body's been holding tension all night long." He wasn't in pain, just tired. His legs didn't feel stable. His arms didn't move with that natural ease they once had. He just assumed it was aging, but I asked George to try something small. Eat 2 kiwis about an hour before bed. Every night. For 2 weeks. That's it. 2 weeks later, George called me with a chuckle. "I don't creak like an old chair anymore," he said. "I fall asleep faster. And when I wake up, my legs feel like they belong to me again. So, what's Going on here? Why kiwi? First, kiwi is one of the few fruits that naturally contain melatonin, that sleep hormone your brain needs to signal bedtime. While many people turn to melatonin supplements, kiwi provides a gentle, food-based version that your body absorbs more naturally. In fact, several studies have shown that eating kiwi before bed can improve both the quality and duration of sleep, especially in older adults. But here's where it gets even better. Deeper, more restful sleep is when your body enters true muscle repair mode. That's when growth hormone is released. That's when tissues are repaired. That's when strength is quietly restored. And kiwi helps unlock that doorway. Now, kiwi isn't just about melatonin. It's also rich in vitamin C and vitamin E, two powerful antioxidants. Why does that matter? Because as we age, our muscles become more prone to inflammation and oxidative stress. That's what causes the stiffness, the soreness, the slowness. Antioxidants help sweep that damage away, so your muscle cells can focus on healing instead of defending. Kiwi also provides a healthy dose of potassium, which supports muscle function and helps prevent those dreaded nighttime leg cramps. And here's a bonus. Kiwi is gentle on your blood sugar. Even though it's sweet, it has a low glycemic index, making it safe for people managing diabetes or keeping an eye on their insulin, and it's naturally low in sodium, ideal if you're watching your blood pressure. How to enjoy kiwi safety notes. So, what's the best way to enjoy it? Simple. Peel 2 ripe kiwis about an hour before bedtime. Eat them slowly. Make it part of your wind-down ritual, maybe while reading a quiet book or listening to soft music. Let your body know. Rest is coming. Healing is coming. As always, listen to your body. A few people with digestive sensitivities may notice some mild stomach upset from the fruit's acidity. But for most people, kiwi is calming, gentle, even soothing. Bedtime food number. Eggs, the gentle muscle builder. Now, let's turn to something a little more familiar. Something you've probably cracked open thousands of times. At breakfast, in recipes, or maybe in a favorite weekend brunch. Let's talk about eggs. Now, I know what you're thinking. Eggs? Before bed? It may sound unusual at first, because we usually associate eggs with mornings. But here's the truth. Eggs can be one of the most powerful muscle repair foods to eat at night, especially if you're over 60 and trying to maintain strength, balance, and stability. So, what makes eggs so special? It's not just the high-quality protein, although that's part of it. Eggs are what nutritionists call a complete protein, meaning they contain all 9 essential amino acids your muscles need to recover and grow. But even more importantly, eggs are especially rich in one particular amino acid called leucine. Now, leucine isn't just any amino acid. It's the one that tells your body to start building muscle. It's like a light switch that turns on the repair process. So when you eat eggs, your body gets a very clear message. Let's rebuild. Let's restore. And this is especially important as we age. You see, younger adults, say in their 20s or 30s, can eat a small piece of protein, and their muscles respond quickly. But once you're over 60, the body becomes a little less responsive. You may need a slightly higher amount of the right kind of protein to get the same benefit. And that's where eggs shine. Just one large egg gives you about 6 grams of protein and between 500 to 600 milliliters of leucine. More than enough to stimulate muscle repair during sleep. So if your dinner didn't include enough protein, or if you're someone who eats lightly in the evening, a soft-boiled egg before bed might be exactly what your muscles need. And there's more. Eggs also contain vitamin D, something many older adults are low in, especially if you don't get much sun. Vitamin D isn't just for bones. It also plays a big role in muscle coordination, balance, and nerve function. Add to that the nutrient choline, found in eggs, and now you're also supporting brain health and neuromuscular communication. In 1902, simple terms, you move better, you react faster, you stay steadier. Now, I know there's one concern that always comes up when we talk about eggs, and that's cholesterol. It's a fair question. For years, eggs had a bad reputation. But newer research has brought a clearer picture. For most people, eating one egg a day does not increase the risk of heart disease. In fact, it may even help by raising HDL, the good cholesterol. Unless your doctor has given you specific advice to avoid eggs, they can be a safe and nourishing part of your evening routine. But how you prepare them matters. Skip the fried eggs in butter or bacon grease. Instead, opt for something gentle, like soft-boiled, poached, or lightly scrambled in olive oil. These are easier on digestion, retain more nutrients, and avoid adding unnecessary saturated fat or salt. And if you have dental issues or difficulty chewing, a soft egg is one of the easiest proteins to eat. No jaw strain, no tough textures, just warm, gentle nourishment. Let me tell you about Lean. Lean is 68. Bright smile, always cheerful, always bringing fruit for everyone at our wellness workshops. She once told me with a laugh, "In the mornings, I feel like my legs are made of spaghetti. Wobbly, soft, no strength." She didn't eat dinner late and avoided snacking before bed, thinking that would help her sleep. But we made one small change. Just one poached egg in the evening, about an hour before bedtime. Not a full meal, not a heavy plate. Just a warm, nourishing bite. 2 weeks later, she told me, "I didn't think it would help, but I don't feel so wobbly anymore. I feel stable." That's what the right bedtime protein can do. It's not about eating more. It's not about filling your stomach before bed. It's about giving your muscles just enough of the right fuel, so your body can do the real work while you sleep. You rest, your body rebuilds, your strength returns, all from one humble egg. Bedtime. Food number 3, pumpkin seeds. Small but mighty. Now, let's shift our attention to something small. So small, in fact, that you might forget it's even there, tucked away in a jar in your kitchen cabinet. Something you could hold in the palm of your hand. And yet, it holds so much power. I'm talking about pumpkin seeds. Yes, those little green gems, sometimes called pepitas. You might have seen them sprinkled over salads or baked into granola. But what most people don't realize is that pumpkin seeds are one of the most underrated bedtime foods when it comes to your muscles, your sleep, and your nighttime recovery. Let me introduce you to Harold. Harold is 72, a retired gardener. Big hands, weathered from years of tending the soil, still active, still sharp, but something was bothering him. "I wake up every morning," he told me, "and my legs feel tight. Not sore, just tense, like they've been clenched all night." He'd stretch, he'd walk, he'd try deep breathing. But the tightness lingered, so we took a closer look at his evening routine. What he ate, how he slept, what he wasn't giving his body. And there it was. He was missing magnesium. Magnesium is a crucial mineral for muscle health. It helps your muscles relax, your nerves calm, and your body release tension. Without enough of it, your muscles may stay partially contracted, even while you're asleep. That's why some people wake up feeling stiff, even after 8 hours of rest. Now, guess what one of the best natural sources of magnesium is? That's right, pumpkin seeds, just a small handful. About 1 ounce can give you up to 37% of your recommended daily magnesium. That's pretty amazing for something so small. But magnesium isn't the only reason pumpkin seeds shine. They also contain an amino acid called tryptophan. Now, your body takes tryptophan and turns it into serotonin, and then into melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep. And when you combine tryptophan with magnesium, you've got a natural sleep support duo. No pills needed. That means deeper sleep, more growth hormone, more cellular repair, more muscle rebuilding, all happening quietly, under the covers, while you rest. And there's more. Pumpkin seeds are also a surprisingly good source of plant-based protein, about 7 grams per ounce, and they contain healthy fats that slow down digestion. This creates a slow, steady release of amino acids throughout the night, not a sugar spike and crash. Just smooth, sustained nourishment. Exactly what aging muscles need to rebuild and grow stronger. And here's something for the gentlemen out there. Pumpkin seeds are high in zinc, a mineral that supports cell repair, immune function, and even testosterone production. Yes, testosterone, which plays a key role in preserving muscle mass as we age. It's nature's way of protecting what matters most. Now, you might be wondering, how do I eat pumpkin seeds at night? Simple. You don't need a big bowl, just a tablespoon or two is plenty. You can eat them plain, or sprinkle them over a bit of plain Greek yogurt if you'd like a protein boost. Some people like to warm them slightly in a dry pan to bring out that lovely nutty aroma, but you don't have to. One important note though, choose unsalted pumpkin seeds. Late-night sodium isn't friendly to your blood pressure, especially if you're managing hypertension. And as with all seeds, they're calorie-dense. That doesn't mean they're bad, just powerful. A little goes a long way. Think of them not as a snack, but as a nightly tonic, a gift you offer your muscles before rest. Bedtime food number 4, Cottage Cheese, the silent strength keeper. And now we've come to our final bedtime hero. It doesn't sparkle like fruit. It doesn't crunch like seeds. It's not sweet or trendy. But if there's one food that quietly works while you sleep, rebuilding the muscles that time tries to take, it's this one, cottage cheese. Now wait. Don't wrinkle your nose just yet. Yes, it's old-fashioned. Yes, it may remind you of your grandmother's fridge, but behind that humble, lumpy texture lies one of the most effective muscle-building foods you can eat, especially at night, and especially after age 60. Let me explain why. Cottage cheese contains a special type of protein called casein, and casein is different. Unlike the fast-burning proteins in chicken or fish, casein is slow digesting. It breaks down gradually, releasing amino acids over several hours. That means your body doesn't burn through it quickly. It feeds your muscles all night long. And that's important, because during sleep, your body shifts into repair mode. But if you don't have enough amino acids circulating in your bloodstream, your body can actually break down muscle to meet other needs. That's the last thing we want, especially when we're already working hard to preserve every bit of strength. Now imagine this. Instead of waking up feeling weaker, you give your body a steady, nourishing trickle of protein throughout the night. That's what just a few spoonfuls of cottage cheese can do. And it doesn't stop there. Cottage cheese is also a rich source of leucine, that same amino acid we talked about with eggs, the one that activates muscle growth, vitamin B12 for energy production and nerve function, calcium for bones and muscle contraction. It's gentle, it's efficient, it works in silence. Let me share a story with you. Martha, a friend of mine, is 76 years old, sharp as ever, loves crossword puzzles and gardening, but she started noticing something subtle. Her legs felt weaker. Climbing stairs became harder. Getting in and out of the car took more effort than it used to. She was told it was just aging, but that answer didn't sit right with her. So we made one tiny change. Every night, about 30 minutes before bed, she had a small bowl of low-fat cottage cheese. Just a few spoonfuls, no cooking, no prep, no fanfare. 3 weeks later, she said, "It's like my body finally got the message. I wake up with more energy. I feel steady again." That's the power of quiet consistency. Cottage cheese is like a gentle hand on your back, supporting you through the night. Think of eggs as a quick push, and cottage cheese as a slow, steady hand. And if you're watching your blood sugar, here's even better news. Cottage cheese is naturally low in carbohydrates, especially the plain, low-fat kind. It won't spike insulin. In fact, the protein it contains may actually help stabilize blood sugar overnight, which is incredibly helpful for anyone managing diabetes or prediabetes. Worried about sodium? Look for low-sodium versions. They're easy to find now. Concerned about fat? Choose 1% or low-fat cottage cheese to keep saturated fat in check while still getting the protein benefits. And what about taste? Well, some people enjoy it as is, cold, creamy, simple. Others like to mix in a few banana slices, a sprinkle of cinnamon, or even some leftover kiwi from earlier. It pairs beautifully. The key is to keep it light, gentle, and not sugary. This isn't a meal, it's a message. A quiet message to your body that says, here's what you need. Take your time. I've got you. Repair while I sleep. Just one spoonful can truly make a difference. And best of all, there's no prep, no stovetop, no cleanup. You open the container, take a spoon, and nourish your body. Quietly, gently, effectively. So many seniors feel like they need to do something big to get stronger. Heavy workouts, complex meal plans, expensive supplements. But the truth is, strength after 60 doesn't come from doing big things once. It comes from doing small things, consistently, and with care. A kiwi, a boiled egg, a spoonful of cottage cheese, sprinkle of seeds. These aren't just snacks. They're acts of self-respect, of self-investment. And when it comes to bedtime, a little cottage cheese might just be the best goodnight hug you can give your muscles. So now that we've walked this quiet evening path together, let's take a gentle breath and remind ourselves of something important. You don't need to flip your life upside down. You don't need to count every calorie, follow strict diets, or chase perfection. What your body truly needs, especially after 60, is something far more sustainable. A few thoughtful choices made with care, small steps done consistently, little acts of kindness that say to your body, I still believe in you. Because every time you peel a kiwi, boil a simple egg, sprinkle a few seeds, or savor a spoonful of cottage cheese, you're not just feeding your body, you're reminding it to rebuild, to restore, to rest, and to rise stronger. These aren't just bedtime snacks. They're quiet affirmations. They support your muscles, They calm your nervous system, they protect your sleep, and they honor the strong, capable person you still are. Because the truth is, muscle loss isn't a life sentence. It's not inevitable. It's reversible. And the journey back to strength begins with the smallest, kindest step. So tonight, as you settle in, I invite you to rest not in fear of losing strength, but in the comfort of knowing your body is rebuilding, gently, quietly, faithfully. If this video gave you hope, or just a new idea to try, I'd truly love to hear from you. Which of these 4 bedtime foods are you most curious to try tonight? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Your story might be the encouragement someone else needs, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to Nutigood. Here, we're building something special. A community where aging doesn't mean fading. It means growing wiser, stronger, and more connected, day by day. Until next time, rest well, eat kindly, and wake up stronger. You've earned it.